Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
I'd like to see no animal farming at all for food, and far more trees, forestation, and the soil considered the wonderful and totally essential thing that it is.
Supreme Master Ching Hai gratefully present the Shining World Advocacy Award to Miss Clare Druce plus $10,000 as a humble token of support for your lifelong dedication to protecting the well-being of chicken people. May you and your loved ones enjoy continued blessings and constant protection by heaven. Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, 'cause we are not beasts.
Enlightened viewers, spreading love in their traditional language, the indigenous Klinchong First Nation people fondly say, "Neho neto," which means "I love you. My name is Martin." When all lives on Earth are being respected and protected by your environmentally friendly vegan lifestyle, the United Klinchong First Nation people feel graced and inspired by your great example. The heavens are deeply touched and wish that you be abundantly blessed.
Warning: sensitive images.
Welcome to the concluding episode of Chicken's Lib with Clare Druce, vegan. Clare Druce is a celebrated author and the co-founder of Chicken's Lib, one of the first organizations in the world formed to protect the lives of the bird people who are being raised for so-called meat, ranging from chicken to quail to ostrich people. On today's program, we learn more about Clare's 40-year campaign against the meat and egg factories of all the bird people, especially the chicken people. The Chicken's Lib organization used many different methods to inform the public about the immense brutality inflicted on bird people in the meat and egg producing factories. They organized street demonstrations, held sit-ins in government offices, and mailed out thousands of fact sheets. They also handed out photographs showing the cruelty to animal people. For example, they distributed photographs of ostrich people whose feathers had been plucked while they were still alive to show the painful impact the fashion industry has on its victims. Clare also wrote 3 books describing in detail the suffering lives of the chicken people. Clare had hoped that, by showing others the barbaric conditions under which bird people were being kept, people would understand and quickly change to a vegan lifestyle. Unfortunately, she was frequently disappointed by how people simply chose to ignore the truth.
We did think progress would be quicker. It's a good job we didn't know. You felt, oh well, this'll bring them to their senses, and of course it didn't. We thought it would be easier, I suppose, but you felt that people just needed telling and showing and proving, and they would agree with you. But I think to hope for people to change their eating habits is one of the hardest things possible, actually. I think people have a peculiar way of putting it on one side in something that can't be tampered with,
Clare soon realized that she needed a more effective way to stop the gruesome animal people factories. After some research, she discovered that, according to UK's existing animal people welfare laws, many of the practices conducted in meat and dairy factories were illegal.
In 1980, Compassion in World Farming had arranged a site visit to a battery house, and we were invited to go as well. And I just came home from it and I thought there must be something in the legislation, and I trawled through what I had. And there was this welfare of livestock, brackets, intensive units, brackets, 1978. And it said that they should be inspected not less than once a day to see that they're in a state of well-being. Well, the bottom tiers in all batteries were virtually in darkness, almost, gloom. Top tiers were out of reach practically, and you're lucky you just saw their heads poking through. And you knew that there were dead birds in cages and left there, and the sights we have seen and were still to see was obvious. And I came home and I just really imagined this unit with 40,000 birds in it, to make the arithmetic easy, and how long it would take for people, and it would have needed a hugely bigger staff, and back-breaking conditions looking at the bottom of it. How do you do that? And there was also in Poultry World, the weekly or monthly publication, they used to talk of feeding up on Fridays, which meant keeping the troughs really full, then you needn't go in on Saturday and Sunday. It was blatant. And we drew attention to this time and time again, got nowhere really. It's because it was just one rebuff after another, and that was just one example of legislation broken, but a hugely important one, broken everywhere, every day. And of course we're not much better with free-range flocks of thousands and thousands.
Clare says that governments and some animal people welfare organizations often concentrate on improving the conditions to raise animal people in meat and egg factories. Clare shares her thoughts about this approach.
I think personally it's perhaps a waste of time almost to be campaigning for better conditions. I mean, I do feel that actually. It seems the wrong thing to say in a way, but I feel that strongly because it gets into the hands of the big companies and they distort things, and you find that label on it doesn't actually mean very much and so on. And I think it's a waste of time. Why not have a plant-based diet? I think it's very encouraging that doctors and all sorts of people are really very much encouraging people to do that. And I think the halfway house doesn't interest me anymore at all, really, because there is slaughter at the end of it.
We agree with Clare that the only way to stop all cruelty to animal people is by adopting and promoting a vegan lifestyle. Clare Druce believes that animal people are sentient beings who deserve our compassion and respect. She is often dismayed by people's thoughtlessness towards our helpless, innocent co-citizens.
There was something on the BBC yesterday, I think, about how lobsters feel pain. Well, of course they do. And something that struck me, I had a friend who did a campaign about seafood, and I hadn't realised before that they can live to be 50 or something, and so you might be some 30-year-old trendy people having lobster might be a lot younger than this lobster with all the intelligence and desire to live, just shocking.
With our world currently facing challenges for survival because of pandemics, climate change, and natural disasters, Clare feels it is extremely urgent for people to shift to the vegan lifestyle. She says that the quickest way to achieve this would be through government intervention.
I think times are changing, and rather sadly, I think they will change rapidly because of the terrible, terrible mess we're in with climate change and all the dreadful things we've done to the planet. It's all coming back to bite us, it really is. And I think it'll have to be governments changing their mind, not the people who are perfectly nice and friends and all that sort of thing, but they don't seem to be willing to change their eating ways. It seems the hardest thing in the world, I think, sometimes to get people to change their opinions on, rather than listening to all of us campaigners and people working so hard to draw people's attention to it. I think it will be at government level because we're in such a mess globally, a really frightening level. People have really got to pull up their socks, and it's integral to climate change and food supplies.
At the conclusion of our interview, Clare shared her hopes for the future of our world and one recommendation for everyone to try.
I'd like to see no animal farming at all for food, and far more trees, forestation, and the soil considered the wonderful and totally essential thing that it is. So just general appreciation and respect for nature. We need to have some initial intelligence and compassion for animals, and we should realise we can't live without the proper balance of nature, because we cannot, no. Well, I would like everybody to try veganism for, let's say, a year. A lot of people say they feel a lot better when they do this for even, say, a month or whatever, and eat far better fresh food, think up your own recipes and see how you get on, and think how many animals you've saved during that year. I think that would be wonderful.
We also think that would be wonderful, Claire, and we are also deeply grateful to you and Chickens Lib for encouraging countless people to adopt a compassionate vegan lifestyle. May your noble work continue to have an immense impact on the consciousness of humanity. Our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai also frequently reminds us about the extreme urgency of halting climate change, pandemics, and all other natural disasters. She explains that a global shift to the vegan lifestyle is the only way to save our planet, and calls on world leaders to reinforce animal people laws for a vegan world.
Many countries already have animal people laws to protect animal people.
Yes.
In many countries, like, you cannot harm the animal people. You cannot starve the animal people. You have to give them adequate water, food. You cannot make them scared in any way. You cannot inhibit their natural behavior in any way. You cannot make them live in fear. You cannot oppress them. You cannot hurt them in any way.
Yes.
They have the law already. They just have to act on it.
Yes.
The law has been for decades already, years already. All you have to do is to change all these slaughterhouses, abattoirs into vegan farms.
Oh, yes.
Vegetable farms.
Yes, Master. That's right.
Organic farms are better.
Yes, Master.
If they don't have meat, then they don't eat meat.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And can ban hunting.
Yes.
That's it. Ban fishing, ban hunting, ban animal people, raising. That's it. And change them into vegetable planting products.
Yes, Master.
They have to use their power that the people entrusted to them to do good for the people.
Many thanks to our most courageous Supreme Master Ching Hai for this forthright recommendation that governments pass laws to protect animal people's lives, human lives, and our planet by requiring their citizens to adopt a vegan lifestyle. We pray that all governments soon heed your words as we shift ever closer to a vegan world. Supreme Master Ching Hai gratefully present the Shining World Advocacy Award to Miss Clare Druce plus $10,000 as a humble token of support for your lifelong dedication to protecting the well-being of chicken people. May you and your loved ones enjoy continued blessings and constant protection by heaven. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and/or any good cause over the years as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children. To learn more about Clare Druce, please visit onegreenplanet.org/author/Clare_Druce.
Meat eating has countless offenses. Lankavatra Sutra, Buddhism.
Noble viewers, thank you for being with us today. Coming up next is the True Saint title, Part 3 of 7 on Between Master and Disciples. Through the grace of the divine, may your wisdom grow each day.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE.
Unsere Sendungen bieten viele Sprachen. Gehen Sie auf suprememastertv.com/schedule und suprememastertv.com/VE.